I have gathered you all here today because, remember how last time where is it? Extras, replays. I did the 1v3 Illuminate and 1 UEF. This time I did do the 1v2 Illuminate and 2 UEF, which I tried to do before but completely failed at. And this one's special because not only did I do it, but so much of this little, well, it's about an hour or so of a match, but so much of it is just absolutely flawless.
Wow. 2 Illuminate, 1 versus 2 Illuminate, and 2 UEF.
Yeah.
So you went 4-1, as per usual.
Yeah, 4v1. So it's both our hard AI. Kind of goes without saying.
You'll be able to go up against all Cybran.
Yeah.
Illuminates are going to zap your shields, and UEF are going to bombard the absolute shit out of you. So I'm interested to see how this rolls.
So
Because clearly you won.
I had a bit of a change in strategy. I'll slow it down a little bit at first.
Okay, going heavy on the factories right off.
Yeah. So the big change in my strategy was how I laid out my base. So I tried this twice before. This was my third restart. And what kept happening was they kept taking out some of the smaller structures in between my factories. And
like power.
yeah, and then I started starving, and then I couldn't get anti-nukes up, and then they would sneak a nuke through and I'd be done for. So what I did instead here was I made sure to, this was actually kind of completely accidental, there's a tiny little gap between the factory and the mass extractor, but that ended up working perfectly for the layout. But I made clusters, fairly large clusters of air factories with little lines of important structures in between. So there were enough factories next to each other to shield each other, and then enough factories on either side to shield what was in between. So that's why these two are here, because they're just close enough to the mass extractor to kind of help cover it. But the happy accident of how far away this is placed is because later on I'll build another factory on this left side here, and it's just enough space to put a research station in between. So it covers the research station. So I've already got these 2 air units going. I'll speed it up again a bit. Mass extraction going. And then getting my power belt there. You can already see I'm on that power line. So as usual, I get my mass extractor set up, put that anti-air in the middle there, anti-air MVP. And I don't go further south than this in case they have Navy, which they did have Navy. So all of that would be a total waste if I got that Navy, if I built that. And then now these two are just helping factories. So my goal here was to get, of course, get the gunships researched ASAP, and then get a 3rd factory built. I think what I did was, as soon as the 3rd factory was built, I built my first research station. Then I built a 4th factory, and then I built 3 more research stations. Because I really needed to push research to get those anti-nukes up.
Alright, makes sense.
Speed this up a little bit. This is just getting the defensive line sorted, getting some anti-air going, and harvesting those materials. And really, I think I only had 4 factories reinforcing the front line. The rest was all just to try and attack with. And you'll see how many factories I ended up with.
I'm assuming a grossly over. You're gonna have a lot. My brain's.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. You're gonna have
An absurd amount, yeah. So there's the other factory coming in.
Might even say obscene.
So that's the 3rd, and that guy's building, okay, 2 research stations. But yeah, at this point, 6-7 minutes in, I'm like, I gotta push research, so getting gunships going out now. And even without the gunships, they haven't been pushing through there. So that's all good. So yeah, two research stations right out the gate there, more power going. I was really proud of myself because there wasn't a time throughout all of this that I starved on power.
Yeah, you have a bad tendency of doing that to yourself.
Yeah. So I was really proud of my resource management here. So yeah, 2 research, 4 factories.
And you just researched shields for the factories, because I can see the shields going up.
Yeah, because I gotta get that up just in case they rush artillery and whatnot. So yeah, here you can see I'm just going ham on the research. Usually I built 6 factories before going this much into research, but I couldn't afford that. I needed time.
Maintain your front line.
Hmm?
How'd you maintain your front line with only 4 factories? Because usually, I mean,
So,
six.
well, any units that sneak through here get shut down by this anti-air on the factories themselves. So here comes the artillery.
The key of your strategy was to use your factories as sort of like supplementary defense. And
Yes. So you can see all that the factories are helping with the defense there. Anything that sneaks through gets shut down immediately. So here's the artillery already starting to rain down.
And your shield's just barely being big enough to protect the things between the factories.
Oh yeah. I mean, technically they're not under the shield, but because of how inaccurate the artillery is, they'll shoot off to the left of it or to the right of it, and they'll hit the shield, and they won't the AOE
angle instead of directly from above.
Yeah. So they won't damage it at all or very much. So yeah, five research stations there, which is a lot more than usual. And there's my first boomerang coming up. And now you can see I'm starting to go crazy with the factories on this side as well. And all these factories, all these new factories I'm building are pumping out gunships. Because pretty soon I'm gonna need to start attacking that artillery if I wanna live.
Yeah, artillery is certainly something.
Yeah. But another thing I'm really proud of here is I was patient with the artillery. Just patient enough. Even though I think this first volley of artillery ended up killing quite a bit of stuff in the center, but that's pretty much all it killed because I sent my gunships to take care of it, and from that point on I was winning. But I was a lot more patient before going after the artillery than I usually am, and I just kind of had to have faith that the shields would hold long enough to get a decent army going. Now this was scary because they actually almost took that out. Luckily that engineer started repairing it. So already I've got the boomerang anti-nukes building. and getting the recycler going. The recycler was key for making sure I don't run out of mass at all.
Use the recycler.
Usually I'd go, like straight after the boomerang, I'd go for buffing up my air units. But you see my air units don't have shields yet or anything, so I went for economy. Because I realized my front line was holding up pretty well. So I just went for economy first and then started buffing my air units.
Not overestimate how much reclaim will get you.
Yeah, absolutely. This one recycler is all I built, and it's pretty much all I needed. Especially with all of these guys just dying right on my doorstep, yeah.
It's nice when they make deliveries. It's not delivery, it's dome.
And then that's a second boomerang going up. You can see they're starting to hammer me quite a bit here. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of artillery.
There's not ever a time when there isn't one of those things firing.
Yeah.
That's how many they have.
Yeah. I mean, I'm taking some damage, but like my factories were scattered in such a way that the artillery's inaccuracy is what saved me. The only downside is they're hitting some of my air units with artillery as they're escaping the factory. And here you can see there's some damage coming in there because I don't have much in the way of shields up there. I can't really fit the factory in there at all. But yeah, all my shielding, all my base shielding has to be from factories. It can't be from the actual shield structures itself. No, it's, well, remember, if I build any shielding structures, then Illuminate just nukes my shields.
Oh yeah, that doesn't help either.
Yeah. So all the shielding had to be from the factories or units. I didn't get to using units, but those are the only two things that Illuminate won't. They won't fire off the shield nuker. There we go. We've got shields on the units. So this is where the artillery is really starting to get a bit dicey. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's
8,
some coming up in here. 8, 9, 10, yeah. So this is where I'm like, oh, I need to hold out a little bit longer because my army is not ready yet. You can see me still frantically building up factories here. These two are already low on health. These guys are getting hit quite bad. So now I'm just like, I want to rush in, but I can't. I don't have enough units. So this is where I said I'm proud of how patient I was before just rushing in with
anti-nukes.
Yeah, I've got 2, one on either side.
Looks like you're gearing up.
Yeah, I'm starting to get ready, but I need to wait a little bit more. There we go. So this is, I think, like 90 something gunships, and I grabbed some of these from the front line as well, because now I had to push them.
Now.
Yeah, I need. You can see they killed that factory, they're killing that. So I need to push in now, otherwise I'm dead. So now I'm just like, okay, artillery, where, kill, die, artillery, die.
Sure, we got to that base, move on to the next base, right?
Yep, done. I don't care about anything else, just artillery is all I'm after. And I spotted that guy, so I took that out. Or that artillery. And it's a good thing too, because if they were building 4 artillery pieces there, 2 there, and I think they were building some more back here as well. So if I let that start firing off, I would have been done for.
Did someone just nuke themselves?
Yes, actually. That was fun.
Boomerang.
I saw the shockwave come from the top of the screen. I was like,
So this is how much of my base got destroyed, and that looks like a lot, and it is, but this was survivable because pretty much all the artillery is dead. All the artillery is dead. There's nothing.
You still have the reclaimer. You still have factories.
And I have the anti-nukes. That's the most important. Factories, anti-nukes.
Oh, it sounds like somebody wants to hurt themselves again.
Green, yeah.
As I said, again.
It's the same person too.
And again.
I have learned nothing.
And look, artillery is coming back up now. I have enough. I already have enough units, so I'm on the. I'm no longer on the back foot, and I'm already getting my factories up.
Repairing everything constantly.
Yeah. So yeah, I've already gotten a lot of those factories up again, and they're just pumping out more units. And here we go, round 2.
Fight.
So yeah, getting more power going, always keeping the anti-nukes up. Defensive line is doing perfectly fine.
It's because they're not doing a coordinated assault.
Yeah.
And one of them is putting too much of their resources into a navy that can't do anything.
That is true. There we go. So now
factories hasn't even moved the damn ships.
So now I'm actually trying.
What his navy is actually for then?
I'm actually trying here to do some collateral damage, because the more collateral damage there is, the longer it takes them to rebuild the artillery.
Because they prioritize, and artillery is fairly low on the list.
Yeah.
It's not the lowest, but it's down there.
And my goal isn't. Right now, my goal isn't actually to get rid of all the artillery. If I can, I will. But I don't need to get rid of all of it. I just need to buy time. And the more time I can buy, the better. Oh, nuke is... Oh, green is just nuking the ever-loving shit out of himself.
Again. Or should I say still?
Yeah, no, it's... All of these early nukes were green. I didn't even realize that. I was
like, well, we have the Navy covered, we have the Air Force covered, we have the Ground Force covered. I'll just go nukes.
I was wondering why I never saw any of Green's units.
Because nukes. And clearly he hasn't learned that nukes don't work.
Because I did take a look and I was like, why isn't Green attacking me? Like, I haven't seen anything from him. I thought they were nuking themselves like round robin style, but no, it was all green.
Well, you know, some people just
Oh,
want a
look at
warm
this.
radioactive hub.
Look at this nice little cluster of death.
Strategic
Oh, there's
launch
something
detected.
interesting going on.
Oh,
in the
here we
middle
go. So that's purple. That helped a lot. Purple nuking himself. Alright, so
Is that
here...
an experimental shield?
Hmm?
Is that an experimental shield?
Yes, the Aegis.
Ah, okay. Not the best location for it. Should probably pull back your forces.
Ah, they'll be fine. Here we go. I didn't even see this coming. Landed right on his commander too. my forces survived. I pulled them.
Some of them died.
Yeah, I pulled them to red. I didn't even see that nuke coming. That was just happy coincidence that I pulled them away just in time.
His commander lived through that too.
He did
It's there.
actually.
Launch detected.
And Red's nuking himself.
Ah, good. We don't have to do it ourselves. That's nice.
So yeah, I think this is how many factories I ended up with.
Strategic
Total.
launch detected.
And the gantry in the back.
Yeah. I'm trying, at this point I'm trying to go Soul Rippers, but my
Strategic
economy
launch
isn't
detected.
quite there.
Even with the reclaim.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes another nuke.
Yeah, but
Onto
I've
the
got it.
enemy, I mean.
I've got it more than covered. I think actually this one started running out of anti-nukes at some point, but then I got another one built just in the nick of time.
Strategic launch detected.
There's Red nuking himself.
Yeah. Bam.
Third self nuke in a row.
Another one. I think that one might have been the one that ate my last anti-nuke, and then I didn't quite have the resources to build more. So here I was kind of panicking a little bit because of brown or purple or whoever decided to throw another nuke this way. I was defenseless. It didn't take too long for me to get one building though.
Oh, hey, look, green has almost started to recover.
I know. And I this is where I'm just like, okay, now we're trying to actually destroy an entire base. So, again, the artillery doesn't matter to me at this point because it's just a smattering.
Wait, just pass. I mean,
Yeah, the Aegis shield is really only good against artillery because units can just walk right in.
Yeah.
Heck, you can just leave the Aegis shield there so it can drain their energy after you've destroyed all the energy production.
Here we go. So now I'm kind of thinking about getting red out of the picture once and for all. And I'm getting that Soul Ripper going. Another nuke. There we go. It took ages before they sent another nuke, and I think at this point I had like three anti-nukes back in there. Just this pile of gunships. So yeah, this is where I'm like
There's a
paused
Ripper.
and
I mean, at this point, you've won.
pretty much, yeah.
You've basically won.
I do just need to be careful because I realized I actually built another boomerang here because I realized they were kind of, I was running low between volleys of nukes, so I knew that might not hold me forever. So I built that another boomerang there and another one here. Just to kind of reinforce that and make sure they can't sneak a nuke through. And at this point I've got my factories paused.
Strategic launch detected.
Mainly for resources, but I'm also like really close to unit cap. So it doesn't...
Do
You
you
want to
start
fill that
producing-
unit cap with Rippers.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I'm like...
It is Ripper, right?
Yeah, Soul Rippers. So
Strategic launch
I'm like
Okay.
getting these factories going so that they build a bit more. And I get more Soul Rippers going.
Once again, you stamped a nuclear device with return to sender.
Hey man, they have to take responsibility.
But again, just like doing
Green had
smatterings.
just recovered and they just nuked themselves again.
But of course.
Oh no, okay, it was red. Okay.
Yeah, it was red. That one's gone to red as well. And when I saw red nuke themselves, I'm like, this is it. I need to kill red. So I took out that gunship, and now I'm just like trying to kill him, wipe him off the map. Then I saw the commander, and I'm like, die, die, die. If he explodes, I'm fine. I can lose this army. Oh, I waited a bit, actually.
Well, you haven't noticed.
There we go. Die, die, die.
That or you had an attack queues set up, and you just put him at the end of the queue.
Yeah. But that's where I noticed that I killed the commander and he didn't explode, so I'm like, aha, I can kill commanders now without risk of losing my army. So yeah, 2 Soul Rippers out now. We're building more gunships, of course. Pausing when I hit unit cap. And at this point I'm realizing I'm wanting to build more air gantries, but I just don't have the space. So after I build a bunch more power plants, I think I start like walking out the nuke defense and then building more gantries behind that. Can speed it up a bit more. This is just... It's just the same thing over and over now, just with more death.
More repetitious.
Yeah. This was the other thing that was scary, is when they started sending Darkanoids, because of course if one of those lands on my airfields, I'm screwed.
Yeah, you'll be having a nice not fun time.
The death beam it has, all the weapons, no, that's not scary. It dying over your
The
base.
Darkanoid's only purpose, let's be real here. Everyone who's ever played this game knows this. Darkanoid's only purpose is to literally flapjack down on top of things. Just flapjack. Splat.
Yep. And the thing is too, like it travels. It's got momentum when you kill it. So even if you kill it like here, it'll fall on your base. So I've got these guys on patrol, like way out into the ocean, to make sure the Darkanoids don't come close. These Soul Rippers doing the Lord's work. And all these ships.
Taking up the unit cap that could be used for valuable things like artillery.
Exactly. You just keep killing their air, keep replacing it with boats, and then... Yeah, that's pretty much as far as I think they got their plan.
Yeah.
Don't forget that buildings take up unit cap in this game.
Yeah,
So every time they build a boat, that's one less building they can put down.
One less power plant, one less artillery
Commander
station.
destroyed.
Yeah. Not the best thought out plan. But you know, it's AI. They cheat. They don't need to plan.
Yeah, from here, I mean, from here on the game is pretty much set. Like, I was not trying very hard at this point. I was just
put them over a base and let them slowly destroy it a bit later.
Yeah, well here I'm like, okay, I want to kill all the factories Purple's got. So I actually got all 3 of these, I think. I didn't see this one till later though, but it didn't matter. By the time I got the next volley out, the engineer couldn't do much.
Yeah, because Purple's got like no economy at this point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they're also, you know, cranked up bullshit AI, so...
And now I'm
0
starting to
multiplied by anything is still 0.
load again.
Pretty sure their commander's dead, which means they have no income.
They've got some, you know, mass extractors.
Strategic launch
Quite a few
detected.
mass extractors, actually. And there goes Red nuking himself again.
Strategic launch detected.
And there's the 3rd air gantry there. And here I'm like starting to crawl out with the boomerangs, praying that they don't like try and sneak a nuke in past here before I get it built.
Strategic launch
You're
detected.
taking my advice to inch the boomerangs forward.
Yeah. Even this was like a bit of a stretch because it was right near the edge of that radius, so I was scared they'd drop a nuke here. And that's actually where I thought this one was headed. I was like, no, don't tell me. But then I saw it was going this way and I breathed a sigh of relief.
Look at all that Navy.
Already 4 soul rippers there. Bunch more building.
Man, if that was a Cybran Navy, that'd be scary.
Yeah. Luckily, like, with the Cybran Navy, because they can walk, they won't really accumulate to that extent.
Yeah.
So they'll accumulate, like, groups like this patch here, and then send that.
The accumulation of their navy is actually helpful to you in this instance, because they can't get on land to do shit. They just sit there.
Yeah, in this instance, yeah. But with Cybran, accumulating navy is
Bad.
scary.
I mean, they don't get legs right away, so they would accumulate. The first wave would be pretty big. Then after that, it'd be a trickle.
Yeah.
First Cybran Navy wave is scary.
Yeah, it definitely is. And that's going to be my next challenge: is one Illuminate, 2 UEF, 1 Cybran.
Your next challenge would be 3 Illuminate, 1 Cybran.
UEF is scarier than Cybran, in my opinion, simply because of the artillery.
What can we say?
UEF
We
has
like
more
things.
ways to kill you.
But again, the other reason I'm not too terribly worried about the Cybran Navy is, with this strategy, I'm already accumulating tons of gunships. And with the patrols acting as an early warning system, I can just grab what gunships I have and then go crazy on the Navy. It does mean I need to balance defending and attacking the UEF artillery, which is why I think that's the next step up, is to throw Cybran in there. Because that's one extra thing I need to take into consideration at that point. But I think, like, all the tools to defend against it are already in place with the strategy. And here I'm like, engineer, kill the engineer, oh my goodness, kill the engineer. What are you doing? Kill the engineer. There we go. I had to.
God, our troops have the attention span of a gnat.
I had to work for that one. And that's why I was like, okay, factory here, die. And we're done. Red is completely screwed. Yeah, I managed to save the 3 of the 4 soul rippers, which was really good. And I basically just used them to kill red and purple and then claim the center there. And yeah, here I'm building another anti-nuke, getting more factories going. It sucks that there's all the space here and you can build basically nothing in that because of this slope. Like, that slope blocks even power plants.
That's all I have to say.
Nice.
2 down, 2 to go.
Yep, now it's just Illuminate, so yeah. I mean,
Easy
I won a long time ago, but I've definitely won now.
You essentially won a long time ago. You have definitely won now.
Yeah. And like, this is like 11,
You'd be hard
12.
pressed to fuck up bad enough to lose right now.
I
You'd
think
have to
this is
forget to
12
add
soul
more-
rippers.
You'd have to forget to add more anti-nuke missiles and take too long killing them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty much the only way they could win right now. That's it. Pretty much it.
The thing is, like, my soul rippers on patrol here are basically killing everything as fast as they can pump them out of the factories. So they can't accumulate anything at all. And here's more Soul Rippers. And I think this is where I started trying to go in for the kill on Brown. Brown's base was nasty on the anti-air though. Like real nasty. I think I lost five Soul Rippers. And I didn't even fully kill his base. And you can see me just making a beeline for the factories in the anti-air. Yeah. Now I need to accumulate again. And accumulation acquired, so...
Well, that took basically no time.
Yeah. I've got
I mean, the entire time he was killing things, he was accumulating, so, you know.
6 factories going there just for Soul Rippers. I don't even need gunships anymore. Now just going to finish the job.
Commander destroyed.
Man, I love Soul Rippers. I really do. They sweep.
Yeah, they do slap.
Yeah.
They're kind of like one of the more bullshit units, honestly.
I did actually realize, it took 4 Soul Rippers to take out one of these, Illuminate gunships. And that Illuminate gunship almost killed one of those 4 Soul Rippers, so I think the Illuminate gunship's actually more powerful. It has a lot more health too.
Detected.
It's more durable. It doesn't have as much DPS.
He tried to get a nuke out and there's nothing there, but bombers, boom, boom, done. But yeah, the vast majority of this is like just doing the same thing over and over, but the first half was just flawless. Even though I lost like half my base, it was perfect.
An important tap.
Yeah.
Flawless victory.
And like if I had gone sooner, I think I would have lost. I wouldn't have had enough units to take care of all that artillery. So it was a worthwhile trade, and I managed to get built back up really quickly.